It's one of the new it's one of the new drops right here. Get this stick off. It's that purple and brown chocolate and grape joint. Cranman Rockstar tea. I got new colors, y'all. Got this. I got red. They already boxed up, ready to get mailed up. But I got red and white, black and white. Got this purple and brown, and I got this red and blue Paz hat. Brand new joints, y'all. New flavors. So y'all can hit me up, DM me on Instagram at the Real Casa. Got them new flavors for you. This also come in the original red and white, and it also come in black and white. Let's talk about it. How's the audio, y'all? Mic clear, no static. Everything good? Yo. Yo, 50, I wouldn't want no problem with 50. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't want no problem with 50. Especially the way he playing this new age 50. I don't want no smoke with him, bro. Yo, this man is diabolical, man. Like, he has no chill button. He plays the 48 laws of power to his full extent. Like, if you don't know what the 48 laws of power, if you don't know what a man capability is with that book, that really dives into that book, you in trouble, because he's using the 48 laws, the 49th and the 50th law that he created himself with Robbie Greene. Yo, check this out. How this man be getting eviction notices? How he be getting footage of surveillance? How do this man get this stuff, bro? You playing with some higher ups to be able to access these things like this, bro. Or you got a lot of people on your payroll, because now it's footage out right now of Jim Jones at his facility, and he's supposed to have been locked out, and they cut the lights off, and they got him footage of him kicking the door. How do you get this footage, bro? How do this type of stuff leak, bro? Like, that's like if I had surveillance in my crib and I'm just doing whatever in my crib, and some footage just get out and it gets in 50 hands. Like, how do this footage gets out, yo? Yo, he don't play fair. He don't play fair. And I wouldn't even play. I wouldn't even, if you ain't petty like 50 or thinking like him, that's not the guy to even be playing with in this new age era of this technology, man, because he'll just have you out here looking crazy. Fire, thank you, I appreciate it. 50, he plays on a level of, one of his favorite laws I think I read was crush his opponent totally. That's what 50 do. He don't only try to crush your reputation, he try to go at your money. We all know that the IFC is the home of the Let's Rap About It podcast. Shout out to my brother East. Shout out to Capo. Shout out to Mano. Shout out to Fab, right? Now, playing with somebody on the internet, names, video, all right, cool. But when you start to attack people's financial stability, it looks like Capo spent a hell of a lot of money in reinventing that whole space, right? But when you do that much work and don't own the facility, and you get in a beef with a landlord, by law, they can shut you down, cut the lights off, put lots, bolt, make it real uncomfortable for your process to continue when you don't own something. That's why nowadays ownership is the most important thing, because if when you own something, nobody can just come up on your premises and kick you out, change locks, turn off lights, nothing. This is the thing that about being an entrepreneur, what I learned only early, you have to own your property, man. And this type of thing won't happen. And then on top of that, you don't even have a personal dispute with your landlord. You have a personal dispute with somebody that's actually getting the statements and the footage on your premises. How? I want to know, yo, man, money and status and resources is a very powerful thing, man. And when you don't have the resources or the power to play with certain people, you just let them be. And 50 Cent is one of them people, but you gotta let be, man. You gotta let be. You gotta let be or play on the same playing field as him. Because if you don't play on the same playing field as him, he's gonna attack, and he's gonna hit you where it hurt, and he's gonna put you in a space, he's gonna back you into a space to where you either retrieve or you gonna crash out. That's what type of space he's gonna put you. You can't win a war with 50 if you don't know his strategy or plan on his players field. 50 reads them books, Art of Seduction, Art of War, 48 Laws of Power, all these, Art of Seduction. He's reading all of these books that's all about strategizing, and all he do is figure out which strategy and to what enemy to use it on. Yo, it's diabolical thinking, but it's genius at the same time. But when you in these bonds with these people, man, as far as landlords and stuff, you gotta kind of play by the rules. You gotta play fair, because you know they kind of hold your destiny in their hands if you don't own the premises where you actually have your facility at. Jim has one of the state-of-the-art, top-notch facilities in New York, and when it's fit for him to be finishing it, it has a barbershop, a sneaker store, a boutique, barbershop, all types of facilities in one facility, which is genius, and it can bring in a lot of revenue. But to you have to make sure everything business-wise is on point. We got to stop doing the nigga business. We got to stop doing the nigga business mind. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop that. We got to stop thinking like street niggas. You know what I'm saying? We can't get in a space of being corporate and executive and still using street the indoctrinations into your business. You got to go by the book, especially when it comes to owning and renting property, because if you don't abide by the guidelines of your paperwork, they will kick you out, lock you out, shut your leg, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now you spending, you losing out on the property, you lose out on investment, and now you have to spend money for lawyers in a court to go back and forth about a facility that wasn't properly obtained through agreements, or the agreement wasn't withheld. It's just everything is a contract, and if you don't abide by the contract, your contract will give a vote, you will get denied, it will get defaulted, and you will get terminated. And that's how business is ran. This is how we got to understand how business is ran. Yeah, the footage is kind of embarrassing, man. Yeah, he should. He should. He should. He definitely should sue that that landlord for the breach of privacy, man. That's out of order. Like, how can you be in a contract with a client, rather a tenant, and y'all have a personal dispute, and you're leaking his private surveillance to the public? That's diabolical. eviction notices and all that. That's diabolical. How is he getting his hands on this? You got 50 Cent Petty orchestrating everything, telling you, yo, stroke. Yeah. Yeah, it's played out, man. I think it's juvenile, but like I said, the internet is the internet kind of laugh at you at their own expense. Like your demise be at the internet's expense of laughter, conversation, opinions, and all that. Me, my opinion, I think he should sue that landlord for the defamation of privacy, man. That's kind of diabolical. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't leak footage or notices if I have a client, because we might can reach a agreement of what's going on after I invested. Pretty sure Capo invested a hell of a lot of money in that facility, and for somebody to not have respect enough as colleagues in a business to just leak that, that person was doesn't have, don't matter what is going on, because we have squatters, we like that's been going on forever. I first heard of squatters when I was 13. I was like, what squatters? And let me explain what I first heard the word squatters, right? I was 13, going on 14. And I spent the summer in Tampa and in Tampa, Florida, right? A little town called Brandon. It's a little town. We was all over Tampa while I was out there with my best friend Mark, right? Shout out to my boy Eba, right? Now, his moms was working in the bank. She was trying to buy a house, whatever. So, the bank, they gives the loans for the banks, and, they give you a list of properties that you can go look at under HUD, HUD. If people do real estate and they know what HUD was back in the days, this is early 90s. So I'm just talking off of experience of what I was learning back then. So they had something called HUD. But one of her friends was basically, we was in a house looking at the house, was like, yo, this would be a dope house if we remodel it and all that. She was like, it's people all the time that get these properties, right? They say, right now, we can move in here, fix this thing up, right? We can fix this house up, get the lights turned on, get the water turned on, all that, right? And become squatters. And whoever really owns this house gonna have to take us back to court. They can't come kick us out. They can't come do certain things. It's gonna take time, because after we was in here for a certain time and invested in certain things, that they can't just get you out of there. So I was like, word. So she's like, yeah, I got a friend that lives in a squatted house right now, fully furnished. And it's just like how like you can take over somebody's property. I never knew that, but I learned that back when I was 13 years old. I'm in my 40s now, but I always was wondering that word was just stuck out to me, squatters, and what they was always saying, what it was when you come into somebody's property and without paperwork or nothing, you just take over you just basically shut up shop there. You know what I'm saying? So, but in the other hands, that's not what Jim did. He actually went through an agreement with a landlord. So I don't understand why the landlord would, release private property and surveillance to somebody that doesn't have a business relationship with them. You know what I'm saying? They do that a lot in Detroit. Yeah, I know. He said 50 gives his crew just enough to function on. Nah, this is how this I explained this in one of my lives, right? This is how it goes, right? You got to understand. 50 is the person that if you not abided by his rules, you're not going to be around him. So if he has a beef, you have a beef. If he has a quarrel with somebody, you have a quarrel. That's just how G Unit does it. You're going to inherit some beef if you down with G Unit. That's why a lot of people that was offered deals, they either got down with G Unit and but it was like they was there momentarily because I pretty seen they seen his business assessments when it came to that. MOP was over there, Mobb Deep was over there, Mace was over there. A lot of people was over at G Unit, you know what I'm saying? And they probably just had a little one-off or joint venture because after the while, you see them even stop, repping the brand and they went independent. But I'm pretty sure that was probably one of the reasons why they stepped off of G Unit because, you ain't supposed to inherit a beef because you going to a record label. Like, what if a guy's from South Dakota, you sign an artist from South Dakota, right? And say he's an R&B or whatever, he gets down with your label. I don't want that man to inherit my beef. I don't want you to get in the beef because I got a personal beef with somebody. I don't want you to go through that. My beef and my quarrel with a person is my beef and my quarrel with a person. You don't inherit that if you're doing business with me. But that's not the business assessment that goes down with 50. If you got to be all in if you G Unit, all in, you got to be all in. And I'm pretty sure, God knows, you know, you seen a lot of people, was down with G Unit and left G Unit, and you hear what they say about their time on G Unit. You know what I'm saying? And beef is one thing you're gonna inherit. You know what I'm saying? And right now, 50 ain't really got too many beefs with too many people like that, man. All this beefs that he had, those biggest beefs, he's cool with Kim, he's cool with Fat Joe, he's cool with predominantly everybody except like Diddy and Jay or whatever, and whatever that is, I don't know, but we gotta understand what type of guy you playing with when you on the playing field with 50. You gotta be a strategist. You gotta know how to counterpunch. And he uses all that. He uses science of boxing, he used science of war, he used strategy of everything, and he mix it up. Like, he's a very calculated person. He's calculated. If you're not a calculator or a strategist and you think you just gonna freestyle and move your piece on the board like he ain't gonna catch it, you're gonna deal with a master chess player, and that's what he is. Not saying actually the game, but far as the game of life. 50 won by crushing his enemies, and once you crush your enemies totally, there's nothing you can do. Yeah, Banks got out of there. Is Lloyd Banks homeless? Nah, Banks is still doing well. Still probably got a mansion. You know what I'm saying? Those type of guys know how to, like, kind of maintain. Just because you don't see a person, and this is the thing, this is the stigma about rappers. Just because you don't see a rapper or he's not working doesn't mean he was broke. We ain't still seen Chameleonaire in years. Remember Chameleonaire? On TV rolling, hating, sending and riding dirty. Up like a duck. More millions than he make more millions and more money in tech than he ever did in rap. And you don't see him unless you see him on some tech seminar or something like this. He don't even make music no more. So that means he fell off because he ain't, some people gets in this music business. Some people is in it for the long haul. Some people get into music for a stepping stone. The music game can be a stepping stone and a door opener to other doors. Why you think Queen Latifah and all these people from Ice Cube, all these guys, they came in as rappers, they actors now. Will Smith, Queen Latifah, Method Man. I just watched a movie with Method Man and Kelly Rowland earlier. Method Man is doing his thing and acting, killing. You know what I'm saying? Some people use it as a longevity stepping stone to get into other avenues. Some people just take it as far as they can in the rap and take it as far. And if they do 2-3 albums and fade out, they made some money, they got a little fame, they cool with it. But some people are in it for the long haul that actually find out how you can navigate and create other revenues and careers within this entertainment business. You don't always have to rap. You see everybody going into media. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going into media. You know what I'm saying? Different forms of media, podcasts, sports podcasts, stuff like that. Rap ain't nothing but an avenue if you use it the proper way. If you use rap music the proper way, as far as being an artist, you can end up being something more prevalent than you was as a rapper if you use it the right way. You got to work your magic. You got to work your area. You got to work your area. Work your area. Once you learn how to work your area and know that you're around and know your worth, that was always my heart. People used to be like, yo, how much you want for this? And I used to ain't want to sound too low or too high. So I always, played in the middle. And then when I seen I can get more, I just, just set a price. And just, I do a lot of looking out for artists that want features and stuff like that and interviews, this, that, and the third. I don't be trying to break the bank, but you're definitely going to pay something. You're going to pay for my time. My time isn't free. I'm a father. I could be up doing other things with my daughter besides doing things like if I interview or something. You're definitely going to pay. My time is not for free. And you want to talk about things. And, sometimes these guys try to put you on a hot seat. You ain't going to never put me on a hot seat for free. So you're going to have to pay for my time, period. Interviews, features. And it's another thing too. If you don't have a dime to your name, right? I'm telling all artists this. If you want to feature for me, wait until you got some money before you get in my DM and be like, yo, how much you charge for a verse? I don't have no time to go and open a DM about no frivolous business. If it's about business, you tell me this, yo, I have a budget of this, you either with it or you not. It's either I'm gonna say yes or no, but come with an offer first. Don't come to me asking me what I charge for a verse. And then when I tell you, be like, all right, yo, give me 2 months, I'm gonna give, nah, don't call me for no verse. Get your shit right. Get your shit together before you call me for anything. If you want an interview, you're gonna pay. You want a verse, you're gonna pay. You want a walkthrough, appearance, anything, you're going to pay. You're going to pay. Y'all pay everybody else. Y'all going to pay me for my time too. So, and I don't be trying to break the bait, but don't come at me with no frivolous business. Come with me, hit me in my DM, be like, yo, I got this for you for a verse. I'm either gonna say yes or no, but don't come to me asking me how much to ask you for a verse and would I do this and that. Come with an offer, man. Come with an offer and I'll see if I'll wreck with y'all. Cause like I said, I'll work with you. I ain't leaving nothing on the table, but you will pay me straight up. You will not get a free verse, a free interview, none of that. None of that is for free. I got merch for sale, everything. Check out this new lavender and brown joint, the sky blue. This is like the oilless colorway, you know what I'm saying? So, but we're in an era where privacy ain't privacy no more. And I don't think it's right or for that footage to be leaking like that for people to depict what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But, he has paperwork, he has footage, and it's just like, wow, P. We in an era where we playing like it's no more diss records, no like the music business is fading out and dwindling out. So the music business is dying and people not even recognizing it. Soon, hip hop is gonna be like where R&B at. It's so hard. Like the R&B artists suffer, man. Cause I remember R&B was like the soundtrack of life. You don't hear about love no more. You don't hear about singers. That's why my moms listen to old stuff. My moms, my family, whoever. We listen to the new stuff, but for majority of our music time when we are engaging in music, we listen to the golden, or we listen to the 80s, 90s, 70s music, Motown stuff, because that's when music was pure and it meant something. A lot of music nowadays is meaningless and it's just, a vibe. And not saying the vibe is meaningless, but it's no substance within the music that's going to be lasting 20, 30, 40 years. It's going to fade out with you. It's a Justin Bieber. You can hit me for the merch. I got the merch. Hit me on my DM, the real Uncasa. Look, I got boxes going out tomorrow. Look. I got 4 over there. And this is the one I just taped them. Everybody hats going out. Everybody hats going out. This is how I get to the bag, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm putting the autograph vintage Casa collection cover inside the CD. I mean, inside the box. Everybody get one of these. Everybody get one of these. I'm gonna sign one right now. Everybody get one of these, a vintage cover. This cover is over 20 something years old. This is the original cover from the Casa collection. I found in my storage. I got rid of all my storage and I found thousands of these because I used to buy them by 10,000. That's how many CDs I was selling. So, you know, with your hat, when you purchase a hat from me, an autograph come with your purchase. So word. So you'll get, you purchase a hat, you get an autograph, get the money. Yeah, can you send me with your hat? Niggas is stupid. Drop some ski masks. I'm staying away. Don't come up here and ask for no ski mask. I ain't no YN. You know what I'm saying? You want this? You want a ski mask? Go to one of them YNs. I ain't doing no ski masks. I hate masks. I be seeing my mom. She still walk around with a COVID mask on. I be pissed off. Like, take that damn mask off. I need 4 hats and APS game sign. You stupid. Combs Z-Rex on. Power Ben Waxes. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That Power book with Tyreek, I loved all his assessments on Power. I ain't gonna do that. We ain't doing 50s are very creative when it come to putting out movies and stuff like that, man. Shout out to Fifth. Man, shout out to everybody, because, you know, I'm in my second day of fasting of Ramadan and stuff like that. I ain't even supposed to be where I came to bring y'all some, you know, live tonight. You know, I'm going to be up until about 4 or 5 in the morning so I can, you know, eat before the last prayer and until the sun come up in my surah. So, I just come in to vibe with y'all for a minute, man. I seen that and I was just like, yo, it's wild how we don't have privacy no more. If you think we ain't got privacy now, they trying to make it to where we under 24-hour surveillance. We know everybody. They already know where we at 24 hours through our phones. We think we think, yeah, it's our phone. No, they know exactly where you at, man. If you can put a location on your kid phone, what you think the government can put on your phone, man? Stop being dumb. Pie Socks is coming. Gully ain't even worth nothing talking about. We ain't talking about, it's Ramadan. We getting away from that Gully situation. 2 police cars followed you everywhere, man. Yeah. Ramadan Kareem. Ramadan Kareem. It's Ramadan Mubarak to my Muslims that's tuning in. But yeah, man. It's just a lot of BS going on. Smack DVD Golden Era. Peace, y'all. Like I said, y'all want these hats? You can cash at me at Zori Bear, $XORIBEAR. And it's 4 colors. It's black and white, it's red and white, it's purple and brown, and it's this sky blue and red. It's 4 colorways. And the hats are $45. You can hit me up through the Cash App, leave your address and your Addy, your shipping, your P.O. box, wherever you want me to mail a hat, and it'll be out in 3 days, just like everybody else's. These 6, 7, I sent out about 30 hats this week, but these is the last like 5 or 6, because these is my personal. I have to make sure they got their autographs and stuff. Everybody don't get an autograph with certain purchases, but now everybody gonna get an autograph vintage copy of the Casa collection CD cover. But yeah, comes in 4 colors: red and white, black and white, lavender and brown, and it's red and white. We got pies all day, positive internet energy. You know what I'm saying? It's so we got these for sale too. Cram Man Rockstar joints. You know them, Cram Man Rockstar. It's my classic name when I was down with Purple City and all that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about no phase on love. Him and 50 got what they going on is crazy. The Hawk on me out from Atlanta. Yeah, man. Oh, I need mines. I sent the Addy on IG. Yeah, you got yours, bro. You yours? Yeah. Yeah, hit me again, because there's been a lot of DMs. Yo, sell grams. Hit me right now. So again, this is your box right here. Cause I couldn't find your I couldn't find your Addy. Hit me again. This is your box right here, bro. I'm glad you up here. This is your red hat right here, bro. I know I gotta send it to Cuse. 313 Gun 5. Word, he is supported. Thank you, man. Yep, yours is on the way. Yep, everybody getting their hats. Yes, sir. Yeah, my boy Grams. Yeah. Your hat on the way, baby. Sorry. Yo, bro, the reason why you ain't get your hat last week, yo, I went to 4 post offices in the vicinity where I live at. Nobody had postal boxes. They just had envelopes. Was not going to violate. I put a t-shirt, a hoodie in the envelope. That's cool. Stuff like soft gear you can fold up in a hoodie. That's cool. But I will never put your hat in you gonna get, yeah, you gonna get it the proper way. Did you go to work today? My job is rapping, designing, and podcasting. Watch out using that blue tape. I appreciate that. Yeah, I see you, Grams. You just text me. Yep, I see you. You just hit me on the gram. What, man? Man, take this tape. This is postal tape. This should be good. But yeah. Now, I ain't got no time to be ordering no postal online. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time to be ordering no postal online. I gotta be hands-on. But yeah, like I said, the pies, Coca-Cola inspired logo comes in brown and purple. It comes in this, it comes in red and white and black and white. I'm gonna drop some color. I'm gonna drop some mean colors tomorrow. I'm gonna go down and get some blanks tomorrow. I'm gonna drop some mean colors and I'm gonna just post them on my YouTube in the pictures on the post. Y'all gonna see the flavors I got. But if you want this hat, or you want this, or the red one, or the black and white one, the black one come with white logo, the red one come with white logo, the blue, sky blue come with red logo, and this come with lavender purple logo. You know, it's a chocolate brown joint. This is mean. I'm gonna make more of these. This was supposed to be a one-off for me just for the show tonight, but I'm gonna make it for y'all though. I bet. Send it to the gram. Who Am I by Joel Santana. That's one of my favorite songs on the Diplomat Community joint. And y'all talking about Pooh Shiesty, man. If I did a Pooh Shiesty, man, y'all probably wouldn't even buy him. But I'm gonna make a few just to see if y'all gonna buy him. Rest in peace to the bro Johnny. Album dropping real soon. Album dropping real soon. That's the album cover right there. Let me get out the way for y'all. That's the cover of the tape right there. My cousin David created that. It's me sleeping, having a dream about, that's the cover right there. We're gonna keep that for a minute. That day, each joint y'all did is kind of, yeah, happy birthday to Jewels. Yeah, yesterday was his birthday. Yep, sure was. But yeah, that's the cover of the album right there. Let me duck down so y'all can see the cover of the album. What the pick stand for. Well, the pick is basically a picture of me dreaming about hustlers. You know what I'm saying? But a drug to say I did this pick like this because I know people gonna be like, yo, you think no. A drug dealer's dream is getting out the game. But that's just me dreaming about the illest things that, stuff that motivated why I wanted to be a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Seeing stuff like that. I got these hoodies too. If y'all want one of those, we got those. Two Outlanders, that's me, Davies, and King BMO inspired for the, to commemorate the video. Got those too. I'm working out here, man. We working. You know what I'm saying? We working. Got merch. Get out the game before the game takes you out. That's some nasty work on Fifth and yo, bro, Fifth play on a different level, bro. Fifth play on a way different level. He playing on the level of he playing on the level of 48 Laws of Power. What do POS stand for? Positive Internet Energy Served. POS. Positive Internet Energy. I'm gonna send you a shirt once I drop them. Cool. Tay, that's a fact. Any connects on blank hoodies in New York? Yeah, DM me, I'll tell you. Nope, positive brick. See, that's why I use, when I think I'm a strategist too, that's why I use the Coca-Cola song, because as soon as y'all seen it, right? As soon as they seen the red one, they think I'm talking about Coca-Cola. I'm talking about Coke pies. Like, people say, you used to call a brick a pie. Nah, positive internet energy. You know what I'm saying? And I know it was a dope logo in the street. Let me tell you how I first struck it. When I knew my trucker hats was a hit. I dropped a lot of trucker hats, right? But my first trucker hat I ever dropped was the pandemic hat. I dropped the pandemic trucker hat, right? And I used the font from Ferrari. Yeah, I used the Ferrari font in the pandemic. And I was selling 20 to 40 hats a day in the pandemic. And all it did was say pandemic and the Ferrari font. And I had over 17 colorways, mismatched colors, army fatigue, two tones. I did that hat crazy. So I had a love for the joint. So I said, yo, I gotta make the pies. I always did. I did hoodies earlier. I did positive internet energy hoodies earlier, but now I got y'all the Coca-Cola inspired pies hats. Can people send you merch? Yep, DM me on my Instagram. I'll tell you where to send it. I stopped indulging in 50 music after I think the Curtis album. I ain't care for all the other albums after that, really. But 50 always been 50 a great songwriter. You know what I'm saying? But to the fact that he's able to obtain footage from your private property is scary. You to 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 go against 50, you gotta know how he play. And if you ain't willing to spend the money for the resources or to be as petty as him, you're not gonna win. He just gonna embarrass you and have you in a weird place. Fab a legend, that's a fact. What up? Shells, what's going on? 1108, what's going on? But yeah, that footage is crazy. They got him kicking in doors. Female came out and was asking questions. It kind of looked like he was heading towards her, but then he turned back. You know, he was just in distress. He was just really heated. And who wouldn't be heated? At the end of the day, you spent $250,000 in building up a facility for creative content for, creators and influencers and stuff. And you and your landlord have a dispute and he's letting all your private documents and footage leak out to one of your enemies. It's crazy, bro, how the world is. And I'm telling you, man, I be telling people, man, when you go to war with people, like, it's just like America and Russia and all these countries, right? They learn each other's movements. They send decoys just to see if you're going to attack it. You got to be a smart strategist. A strategy is a plan that was well put together off of your mistakes. If I can watch your movement for 10 days, if I can watch, I bet you, if I can watch somebody for 10 days, I can learn you in and out. Because I've always been an observer. I've always been observant. Even when I used to be in the studio with Jewels and stuff and people would come around, I'm always trying to observe and learn, like see what, if you too overzealous, if you talk too much, if you a liar, if you just a deceitful. I can tell if you a bullshitter or you a stand-up nigga from the first day I met you. Because if you're a bullshitter, you're going to say one thing and I pay attention. You can tell a bullshit artist or a bullshit person by what they say. You got to pay attention to detail. A person to tell you who they is, you just got to pay attention. That's all you have to do. If you pay attention and you pay attention to detail, they'll tell you who they are. Look at Jim's new post on his page. Pretty sure he came back with something. Jim might be just as petty as Fifth. He know how to play. Jim got college education. This is what y'all know. Jim whole family is educated. Let's get that one out there. All his sisters, Jim, all of them went to college. And college graduates, all of them walked the aisles. College, from high school to college. Even Jim's son Pootie, going to college. Smart. The Joneses come from a smart family, bro. So Jim is a person that can, you know what I'm saying, can get just as petty as Fifth. Or Fifth hits just hit a little harder. He's just always been like this. He's just been diabolical. He's always been a strategist. He's always learned his enemies. And once you gotta end on your, if I got a decoy around my enemy, I'ma always win. And then you gotta understand, a friend of yours is an enemy of me. People are always gonna play. All it takes is money. I wouldn't be surprised if 50 Cent wouldn't try to purchase that property just for spite. I wouldn't be surprised if 50 be like, yo, how much you owe? Or I give you 3 times that and lock that whole facility down, because 50 believes in crushing his opponent totally. And that's what he do. Read the 48 Laws of Power. Read that story about that. How, like, yo, 50 is, man. I don't be wanting no smoke with them type of guys, man. Especially when you ain't if you're not on the same playing field, you might take it, you might just be doing some jokes. Nah, he's trying to mess up your finances. He's trying to that like Fed like 50 work like how the feds do. He go after your money. See, the feds, they go after your money so you can't fight them. If 50 go after your money, you can't fight them. You can't. Big take little thing. Old school wins, yep. Nah, it's just Ramadan and I ain't bringing no negative energy. See, y'all come up here. See, let me get you out of here. Because I ain't got no time for negative energy on Ramadan. Get you out of here. Boom. Forever. 50 doing everything but rap. Yeah, I want to hear 50 rap. I ain't hear no music from 50 in the music. Like 50, he be doing soundtracks for his shows and stuff. Like 50 music now is for the show. You know what I'm saying? And that's a smart way of marketing. You know what I'm saying? All the dope songs that you've been hearing from Fifth really being surrounded by the soundtracks of this show, which I think is genius. You know what I'm saying? Like when you come here to Paz, all you come and doing is getting a positive assessment on what everybody else put a negative connotation on. I'm not here to kick nobody down. I'm not here to badmouth nobody. I'm here to bring y'all the news just like everybody else, but in a positive way. I can, and if I brought it in the way that everybody, I'll be making much more money and be more successful on YouTube and all that, but I already know, man, what the algorithm is. The algorithm is built off of negativity sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You always gonna get negative. You gonna get views if it's negative. Like if I say up here and talk about Goofy, it goes through my stream. I come in and talk about music business, education, and trying to empower your people and how to create merch and this, that, and the third. You won't do no views. The algorithm needs to be attract to drama. You know what I'm saying? And Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, he actually tell. We not talking about no gully TV, nothing. I told you this is Ramadan. I'm not talking about nothing negative. I was looking forward to what Jim and Dice was doing yesterday with the Bird Gang conference. It was dope seeing Mel pop up on the screen from the halfway house and yeah, South the Mel murder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Like I told you, man. Fifth is diabolical. And if you ain't playing on the same board or same playing field as he playing, you ain't gonna win. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna win. What's wild at this point is 50 body off work on music as TV speaks. Yo, you love Inside Out, the colors, of cars. Yeah, that's facts. But yeah, man. Yeah, we've been up here 45 minutes. We got like 182 people up in here vibing with us tonight. Yeah, man, I'm gonna be on here for like 56 minutes or something like that. But yeah, man, like I said, new merch, pies, comes in 4 colors, red and white, sky blue and red, black and white. And I'm gonna call this Purple Coupe Lavender 6. That's what I'm gonna call this hat. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. I'm telling you. Yo, can y'all send some of them likes up, man? I'm not asking for no super chats, no cash app. I'm asking for subscriptions and likes and send that hype up. Send that hype up. Jimmy kicking doors after being evicted his stuff back, so it's evil. Leave 50 alone. Nah, it's crazy when your personal business, far as your business, that makes sure your revenue gets out into the wrong hands. 50's been getting footage from over there for the last 2 months since like Christmas. Bro, how is he obtaining this? Is the only way you can obtain this is power and money. It's big car. I did big cartel back when I first started merch. I didn't like. I probably used that for the first 4 weeks, and then I've been selling my merch through my Cash App for the last 3-4 years. No website, none of that. Cause the website gets overwhelming sometime, and you'll get if you got a big look. Somebody told me this. They was like, yo, keep selling your merch the way you selling it, cause you get. But I am launching a website in June. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it. But in summertime, I'm gonna do a cranberry and vodka merch website. But for the most part, I've been successful doing it how I've been doing it. People send their cash apps, people send their address, I mail it out. And and that's how, you know what I'm saying? That's how I've been getting the merch out there successfully for the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? First, I was going through PayPal, stuff like that. PayPal, play with your money. Cash App has been fair to me. I'll subscribe everybody. Get you a Cash App, and just don't be doing no stupid transactions and none of that crazy stuff, because it don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if you want the merch, hit me up on, because I check the DMs on Cranberry and Vodka with a K. Cranberry and Vodka is the merch page. But hit me on the real Uncasa, DM me. You see everybody in here out saying they packages on the way and all that, like my boy Grams and all that. He did it through Cash App. And you see his boxes going out tomorrow. I ain't got no time to play with nobody money. Just woke up, what happened? Top Faz, basically 50 just released footage of Jim Jones kicking in doors after the eviction notice and locks of change. 50's diabolical, man. What's your favorite verse? My favorite verse, I got so many. I don't give y'all, but my favorite verse is gonna always be the verse I got the plaque for. You know what I'm saying? Much love. Much love. Well, word. Tay Lucci. My boy Tay Lucci spent money with me. I sent him 2 hats. I sent him one on the arm. You support me, I support you. That's how the game go. I appreciate everybody that's in the chat right now. I'm gonna do an hour. We got about another 6 minutes. So everybody that want a pie hat, put up a pie right now. If you want a pie hat, put a pie in the joint. Put a pie in the chat, and hit the DM. They $45. And with the $45 is including your shipping and all that. So don't worry about all that. That's including. You know what I'm saying? Me, you, and J.R. Ryder. Yeah, that was one of my favorite songs too. Brian Russell, he want one. Graham, yours is on the way. You know what I'm saying? You might want one of these new colors too before your box go out. You might want one of these. I got black and white. I don't know. If Cam asks me to come to the podcast, I will. But other than that, I'll be chilling. Giovanni, shout out to Giovanni. So gangster with Jaja. Yeah, that's one of my favorite. Man, shout out to Jaja. I remember one night Jaja, she came to me. It's like, yo, get on this record with me. And man, Jaja, she was at Jewel's studio when we did that. I remember. And it's gangster, and it's gangster, and it's gangster. That was the good old times, man. Do I still plan to do a glasses line? Yes, I still The glasses line, yes, it's going to be the Casa collection. The first 5 pieces of glasses will be inspired by crayons. I'm letting y'all know. So y'all can DM me if y'all remember any of my crazy colors. Hit me and ask me, tell me which one you want me to name after a special color. Salute to you too. Now I've been to the IFC facility because I was working with this kid named Eli G. Shout out to Eli G's and his moms and Tiff Lux at the Tiff Lux agency. And one day I didn't go in there, but I pulled up over there with them. I stayed in the control. I ain't with all the politics. I keep my space away from people that don't want me in their space. But yeah, man. But yeah, 50 Cent strikes again, man. 50 strikes again. 50 strikes again, man. And he put up a crazy caption like, yo, if you was my friend, this wouldn't happen. You want to be friends. If that's not diabolical, I don't know what is, man. Yeah, he trying to wipe out. Yeah, I agree. He trying to get Let's Rap About It out of there and make sure Tony Yayo and they podcast, Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder podcast gonna go. It's gonna go because they're gonna be controversy. They're gonna say what they want about whoever they want to say about. 50's gonna back it, and that's how the ratings. Everybody know drama sells. So if that's what they're gonna do, they're gonna go up. But it's just like who's gonna back them, because everybody right now got sponsors, Price Picks and all that, playmakers and all that. Everybody got pretty much getting the stupid bag off this podcasting shit. Fat Joe and them, you can't even watch whole joints of them on YouTube no more because they over at Netflix. So if you don't got Netflix, you won't see Joe and Jada. You see how this game goes? You got to pay now. They making for them to give them the bag, you got to pay. So for you to see Joe and Jada, the way you've been seeing it, you got to subscribe to Netflix. Smart genius. That's why they getting the big bag. Here, we gonna give y'all the big bag because our subscriptions is gonna give us the bag. It's a smart. It's smart. How you feel about Uncle Murder? I've always been cool with Uncle Murder. Me and Uncle Murder used to record in the same studio at Pro Town. My man Dan the Man Giambi, shout out to my Pro Town family. Podcast not for everybody. Podcast not for everybody. That's why I ain't create a podcast show. I come up here and just bring my assessments, but you know, I got a show in mind that's not even hip hop related. You know what I'm saying? They might have hip hop guests, but it's not gonna be hip hop related. Jim Jones podcast is trash now. Uh, let's rap about it, not trash, man. They charting, they doing numbers. See, we not gonna do the hate. See, one thing, I can have quarrels with a person. I can dislike a person. I can not be cool with a person, but I won't hate on a person. Me, I'm not a hater. My moms ain't raised me to be a hater. I was always raised, be grateful with the fuck you got. And don't worry about what else body got. And if you want that, go get it. I was raised by powerful black women, my grandmother, my mother, and my aunts and uncles and stuff like that. My pops wasn't really there like that, but hardly at all. But I was raised by strong alpha women. Alpha women. That's just as strong as a male. And I had uncles too, so I ain't really tripping about that. Yeah, artist to artist and wrap it up is fire. I watch him, like I indulge in people's podcasts. I watch, and those is when I watch Joe and Jada. Um, I watch Let's Rap About It. I watch Drink Champs. I watch Big Bang Perspective. I watch Big Facts. I watch a lot of the podcasts. I like them. I enjoy. I like to hear people's dialogue. I like to hear intellect conversations and stuff like that. Now, Mano doing this thing. Mano doing this thing. Mano is the comic relief of that. Like, Mano kind of bring the character to the show. East and Fab, they laid back. That's their demeanor. They not hype niggas. They demeanor is cool. Jim, you know, he got his arrogance, but Mano, he's funny. You know what I'm saying? He's witty. You know what I'm saying? He brings the, you know, he balances it out. Cause you got niggas, you got a so cocky nigga, then you got the funny. They got everything. So I'll piece the let's wrap it up. I mean, rap about it, and to all their success. And I hope this show continues to thrive and do what it does. Fab stills tour. Fab, like, you gotta understand, the music is dying out. The industry is dying out. So people gotta get into spaces where they still can feel like they're worth something in a celebrity. And you know, it's nothing wrong with being it takes away from your mystique as an artist because people start feeling they know you more personally now that you be on these podcasts. But I think it adds on. I think it gives you a certain edge because they hear you talk intellectual and about topics, and then they go to your music and be like, yo, I got my rap fab and I got my intellectual podcast fab. I think it's dope. Sometimes you got to learn people personality. For so long, people ain't know Fab personality until he got to Twitter. Like when he was on Twitter, Fab might have been one of the funniest niggas ever. No lie. My Fabulous World, Twitter, funny, crazy. Or My Fabulous Life, it was one of My Fabulous Life, I think it was. Funny. I wouldn't say it's better than Joe and Jada. Joe and Jada, they just have a bigger following and a big. It's backed by Rock Nation, so the look is going to be grandiose. They have some of the best cast. See, the thing I think the only thing that's missing from Let's Rap About It podcast is that they don't interview nobody. He interviewed people on artist to artist, but I think y'all still should start having like dialogue with other guests with Let's Rap About It that'll, you know, because they basically just be talking about topics within themselves. And sometimes people might get a little bored of hearing y'all perspective about somebody else. They want to interact with something and get a different perspective. But yeah, man, that's my assessment on what's going on. 50's diabolical, man. B's diabolical, man. You know, man. If you at odds with 50, man, play the same game he playing. That's the best advice I can give you. Yeah, but like I said, y'all want these pies hats? Hit me at the real Uncaso on my Instagram. I'll be up all night, you know, cause I gotta eat a great meal before I start fasting before sun up. You know what I'm saying? For sorrow, and gotta go bathe and do voodoo and get into my throbe and get ready to to have a get ready to prepare for the day 3 of Ramadan. You know what I'm saying? Walaikum salam, rocking to Allah. But yeah, Fab Soul Tapes is always gonna be classic. Fab have time capsule pieces. See, when Fab drop music, like I'm not gonna say everybody is a time capsule, but Fab know how to capture the moment of that time. Like nobody captures better current events lyrically than Fab. Fab know how to, and he's another strategist from the clothes to the tape cover. So Fab is a genius when it comes to that too. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, miss. But Ramadan Mubarak to all my Muslims. May Allah accept your du'as and grant you with many blessings. If y'all want the Paz merch, hit me at The Real Uncasa. I'll be up all night answering DMs. And if y'all serious about getting these hats, I can get them out to y'all tomorrow. When I go mail these out at 1 o'clock, I can mail everybody's hats out. So hit me if you want a hat. Until the next time, hit the like button, hit the subscription, send that hype up. It's your boy Uncasa. This is another episode of Positive Internet Energy Served. It's your boy Uncasa. Hit me up. I love y'all. Hit the subscriptions. Thanks for tuning in, man. I really, 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 really appreciate y'all. Peace.